Afternoon YouTube, Claire Bear's Closet coming at you with a video of some NBA t-shirts. I'm going to go over these fairly quick. Some I have, a little bit of anecdotal taste to go along with it. However, some of them I'm going to zip through due to the fact of the amount of them. I just want to kind of get through them because if I sit here and harp over one specific shirt and I do that 60 times, we're going to have a long played out video on our hands. And that's just not my goal this afternoon. I have some errands I want to finish and just let's knock this out. So welcome in. I'm going to show you some of the NBA t-shirts I have accrued over these past few years. Starting out, New York Knicks got rings. I picked this up in the NBA restaurant, which I think it's called NBA City. It's in Orlando, Florida, by Universal Studios. I suckered my family into taking me there when we visited several years ago. I said, come on, folks. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Moving on. I love this player. I wish he was still in the league right now. Shame Philadelphia dropped him. Gerald Henderson. I won't ever forget that dunk over the Lakers several seasons ago. Duke. I didn't grow up close to Duke, however, I like a lot of its players throughout the years. So, Gerald Henderson, Bobcats. Batum. Frenchman. Excellent defensive player. Extremely happy for the Blazers this year. They're playing incredible. That Western Conference race, is going to be amazing. Pardon me while I adjust the camera. I'm not sure what team this man plays on. I think he might be in the league still. However, I'm not sure. Jonas Jerebko, Pistons. Shirt fits way too big. I barely wear this. And I've moved away from player tees. I kind of collect them now. I used to wear them a lot more, and I fade away from that. This man, Syracuse, 6 overtimes against UConn. Who remembers that? Johnny Flynn on the T-Wolves. I believe this was the only professional team he was ever on. I know he's bounced around throughout Europe and China, but still, I just had to have it as soon as I saw it. So a regular t-shirt, we have the Hornets 2008 playoffs. Nothing on the back. I really like the Hornets. It's a crying shame that New Orleans dropped that mascot to pick up a dang bird. However, it's just not my choice, so I have little say. Now, this is probably one of my top 5 rarest shirts I have, and I'll explain why real quick. It's a Derek Fisher shirt. Derek Fisher played on the Lakers for almost his entire career. He did play, for the Thunder for a little bit, and I believe he played on the Warriors. But his daughter was extremely sick, and the only hospital that had the correct treatment for him and his family was in Salt Lake City, and I believe that's why he did play on the Jazz for one season, but then he returned to the Lakers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how the story goes, and that's why I had to pick it up. I saw it's an XL. I don't ever wear it. I might have worn it once. It's still awesome. And Derek Fisher, 0.3. Moving back to international. Matthew Dellavedova. Love him. Wish him a speedy recovery back on the Bucks. Brandon Rush. And it's signed. As some of you are starting to realize, I'm an autograph collector. I go out to hotels and get these signed. And I swear, most of the time these players are shocked I even had it. He was questioning why I had his T-shirt on the Pacers. Well, why don't I have the T-shirt on the Pacers? Former Kansas guy. Of course, I try to pick it up as I if I saw it. I go for the most random shirts as possible. I go for the most random players. I have mainstream stuff. I look up to the mainstream players. I respect the mainstream players. But apparel wise, I always go for crap. Give me the bench warmer. I do not care. Former Arizona guy, Channing Frye. I love this shirt. I wish the Knicks still wore the green jerseys every so often, or kryptonite as some referred to, because I believe that was the jersey Nate Robinson wore in the dunk contest several years ago, the Kryptonite. And gosh, if I'm not mistaken, also, I think those shoes that he wore are samples, and they're highly sought after. They're at least $1,000 every time I see them on eBay. Larry Hughes, the Bulls. Gosh, I got this my freshman year of high school at the local Champs. Man, Larry Hughes. Keeping it Chicago, we have Dennis Rodman, number 91. Wish it was a traditional front, but I do think it's cool as through the nostrils comes out a puff of clouds, and it says, Windy City. I didn't apologize in advance, but in the midst of this video, I apologize for the camera work. I am by no means an all-star with this camera work. I'm a novice, rather, and I'm doing all I can. I'm just trying to showcase what I have. I'm not trying to garner subscribers, likes, money from YouTube. No, it's just not my goal. I'm essentially showcasing what I've collected over the last several years. Quick story about this shirt. Number 93. We all know who it is. Ron Artest. Early career shirt. I don't know why I said early 3 years. Early. Well, just signifying how early it was actually in his playing days. Number 93. It's signed World Peace. I was outside the hotel for the Knicks back in 2013. He's walking down the street. It's pouring rain. It's a freezing cold day. It's Halloween, actually. It was Halloween 2013. Excuse me. Ron, Meta. I forgot how I addressed to him. Susie sees it, signals me over, and signs it. And he took a picture with me. It was awesome. I was so intimidated at first. I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was going to get elbowed. I thought I was going to get pounced upon. People sell Ron Artest short. They think he's this madman, and maybe he is. Some of his habits have been questionable in the past. However, if you approach someone and you respectfully, they will do it. And he saw it. He saw a Sacramento Kings shirt. Gee whiz. He probably thought to himself, let's knock out this autograph for this kid. 99 cents, by the way. I paid 99 cents for that shirt on eBay. I won't ever forget it. Cut the sleeves off this one, but one of my favorite players, he's on the Pelicans right now, Drew Holiday, former UCLA Bruin. Gosh, I like him 10 times more than his frickin' brother. His brother sucks. That's the one subjective piece of commentary I put in this video. Justin Holiday just sucks. Coming from kind of a hybrid Bulls fan. I cannot believe he's been signed for the rest of the season with New Orleans. However, his playing days start in Charlotte. That is Emeka Okafor. Gosh, 2004 UConn. I think 2004 or 14, correct me if I'm wrong, did they not, men's and women's both won the national titles. Channing Frye, once again. I love Channing Frye. He's one of the few players I do not have their autograph that I want. I don't have every player's autograph, not even close. But a player I want, I just have never been able to get to the hotel when he played. And it was a shame that he was traded to the Lakers, I think, days after the Lakers had just played the Bulls, which was January 26th. So I had no shot of obtaining his autograph. They were already done. I was planning on seeing him next week, actually, St. Patrick's Day. I know the Cavaliers are in town then. However, that ship has sailed. Hoops for Troops, Dallas Mavericks. Really like these shirts, even though they were extremely hard to find. I wanted a Magic one. I wanted the Spurs. I could never find it. It was always in an XL. Pistons is just the old warm-up shirt when the NBA was licensed by Adidas. Barely wear it. A lot of these shirts I barely wear. I mentioned it earlier. Now this shirt, the novelty for this is incredible. It doesn't apply anymore for most of these players, but it's still awesome. It's awesome, and it's this. Brian Cardinal, Darko Milicic, Brian Scalabrine, Adam Morrison, DJ Mabanga. I think that's Ryan Matson and Luke Walton. All more rings than LeBron. As soon as I saw that shirt, I had to have it. And I'm a huge LeBron guy. And still, that's incredible, that shirt. All more rings than LeBron. Keeping it simple here, Tony Parker, Spurs, away edition. Bucks, Luke Richard, Bahamute. Love him, love him, love him. I think he's on the Rockets as of right now. He's bounced around. I had to get this custom made at the Bucks game several years ago, as they didn't carry the exact jersey or player tee rather. The wine and gold. Anderson Varejao. Gosh, I think I've had this since 8th grade or so. I do not get rid of any of my shirts. Everything I have is in my possession. The only thing I've ever sold on eBay is shoes. I don't really. I have shirts listed currently, but I don't sell my sports apparel because I know dang well that we've heard these horror stories about us not being able to. Oh, my basement flooded. I lost all my baseball cards. Oh, this. Oh, I wish I held on. Well, that's why I've just heard all the horror stories. I'm learning my lesson. This is one of those top 5 rare shirts I ever owned. Oklahoma City hosted the Hornets for one season. I believe it was 05-06. And you can thank that rapid crowd for now having a team because of Hurricane Katrina. You could kind of credit Hurricane Katrina for now the Thunder. And I say that because when the Hornets had to move, they Oklahoma City hosted it, and they great crowds. That, if you could see in the detail, it's hearts. This is a Valentine's Day edition jersey. And, I forgot to mention the player. Tyson Chandler. Moving on. Gosh, I remember this guy was probably top 3 highest paid players in the NBA several years ago. When the NBA players were making $23, $24 million a year, that was considered a gross amount of money. Now it's pocket change, essentially. Rashard Lewis. Funkiest shot in the NBA, but great career. Loved him. Boozer. One of the greatest point guards I've ever seen, rather. Steve Nash. Crafty point guard right here. Mike Bibby. One of the few, I think this might be the only throwback Cardwood Classic shirt I own. The Mailman. Loved Karl Malone. Loved him. Wish he would have gotten a title. Despite me growing up in Chicago, I'm one of the few and far between people in the 312 area code that could say, I wish that man won a title. Earl Boykins. Gosh, I won't ever forget that picture of him and Shaq next to each other. I mean, Earl Boykins. Quite the career for his height. Good for him. All right, now moving into the shirts which I wear more often. LBJ on the Miami Heat. Love this player. I have his college jersey. I have video games signed by him. I have hats signed by him. Number 20 on the Nuggets. He's now on the Thunder wearing number 2. Raymond Felton. And I believe the only reason he didn't wear number 2 on the Nuggets because I think Alex English wore that number, and it's now retired, obviously. CJ Lehigh. Love this player. Kyle Lowry. Every time I wear this player, Jeremy Lin? Jeremy Lin? Is that Jeremy Lin? Nah. Kyle Lowry. This is just pure randomness at its best. Number 3, Austin Day. Whew. I love Austin Day. I think I played on the Raptors for a short time. More Hawks. John Jenkins. I really wish the Bulls should have drafted this man. Not Marcus Teague. Should have drafted John Jenkins. Would have had a better solid starting point when all those superstars left. Shelvin Mack. And this is Shelvin Mack. This is not Sheldon Mack, who I believe is on the Wizards. And it's crazy because Sheldon's name is without the K. It's just M-A-C. Kryptonite, as I aforementioned. Nate Robinson. Chase Budinger, Hickory. It's the Pacers' old logos from last year. I think it was their Hardwood Classic Night jersey, what have you. Darren Collison. Clippers, love the Clippers old uniforms. Would take this scripture in a second rather than what they have now, a circle with LAC in it. Come on now. Eric Maynor. Talk about random. Love this. I love this shirt. Love it. And see, this is why. Because you can comfortably wear this shirt. If someone sees you wearing it, they're not going to accuse you of being a bandwagon fan. Because then they turn and say, oh, Eric Maynor. Okay. I get a free pass with a lot of this stuff. I'm not saying I sit here and I hop on the bandwagons of all these teams. But I'm just throwing it out there that it pays to have a random player. People do not give you as much flack for it. Number 7 on Golden State, Carl Landry. Love him. Loved him at Wisconsin despite being a huge University of Illinois fan. Love Carl Landry. And Marcus Landry's a hell of a player too. Both Milwaukee natives. D12, Dwight Howard. Simple, but I like it. Reggie. Big Ten man himself, attended the University of Iowa. I have not ever seen someone try to avoid more shots than him. I used to think it was Boris Diaw. I thought Boris Diaw would avoid more shots and just constantly pass. Reggie Evans was just the epitome of passing up open shots. Love this shirt. I love it, and I'll tell you why. Because I thought for the longest time you'd only be able to find LBJ, Dwayne Wade T-shirt, Chris Bosh. I finally found a Udonis Haslem shirt. Had to have it. I think I found it at Marshall's actually. Marshall's or Ross. Another hardwood classic I forgot to mention. Bill Russell, actually with his name on the back. I know when he played, I don't think the Celtics had names on the back of their jerseys. Not entirely sure. They'll correct me if I'm wrong. Love it. Just love the green. Actually, Landry Fields right here, top 5 favorite of my shirts. I know it's so random. And this was number 6. And as we all know, the move that he then had to switch to number 2 on the Knicks because I think Tyson Chandler came to New York and he traditionally wore number 6 and he gave him that number. I think that's how it went down. But you can't quote me. Everything I say, take with a grain of salt. Junkyard Dog. Jared Dudley with the throwback logo. This is why I love this shirt. Not only is it Jared Dudley, who I was looking for a shirt for years. I finally found it. ISU really did damage to my apparel. I swear, freshman year, my T-shirts were destroyed. And even when I served an internship at Disney World, those washers and dryers did a number. Yeah, let me tell you, from a T-shirt fanatic like myself, do not dry these. Do not even think about drying them. Don't dream about drying them. Don't put them in the dryer. Hang dry them. I cannot stress that enough. It's ruined so many of mine. Derek Favors. Love Derek Favors. Woo! This is my top 3 favorite NBA player of all time. Call me berserk, call me crazy, but Luke Ridnour. The poor man was traded to 7 teams in 7 days, then decided to retire before the 16-17 season, which was good. His career, that was all. He had run its course. His career run its course. This is an amazing shirt. This is brand new. I got this probably 3 weeks ago. It's Wayne Ellington. I was looking for a shirt for him for so long, could never find it. Well, the Miami Heat decided to release its City Edition T-shirts and jerseys to almost every single player, which I was in shock. And so I picked it up probably 3 days after I saw it. It had to be mine. This shirt's awesome. The bright letters. And it's a Nike thing. I'm a Nike fanatic. So I think I've worn it once. Just a great looking shirt. It's beautiful. They've sold out the jerseys like mad. They don't have them anymore. And they say they're restocking them. A player I want off the Heat, actually, as I'm wrapping up here, is the Luke Babbitt. Luke Babbitt one. I love Luke Babbitt. I tried getting his jersey after he was traded on the Hawks. Couldn't do it. Sold out. I was shocked these jerseys sold out so fast. Couldn't pick it up. It was a crying shame. But so that's it for the NBA shirts. Oh, wait. One more. This shirt is my favorite. This is number 1, hands down. It's my Kobe Bryant Grinch Edition shirt. This released December 26, 2010, along with the Nike Zoom Kobe 6 Vault Black Green Apple Crimson, aka Grinch. It's my favorite shoe of all time. I've owned this shirt. And I also have the jacket, which will be shown in a different video because I consider it under a different category. Awesome, awesome, awesome shirt. I finally got in a medium. I've owned a large and an XL. When I was in SneakerCon Atlanta a few months ago, I sold my XL to an individual, and it was new with tags and everything. And I said, most people know this exists because if you bought it from a Foot Locker, if you bought your Grinches from a Nike store and you waited out in line 8 years ago almost now for a pair of Grinches, they weren't going to have this shirt, and let me tell you why. Right there, why. Not going to carry an Adidas shirt in a Nike store. So that's why this shirt is more rare than the shoes itself. And I'm fully convinced. I'm fully convinced of it because a Nike Town, a lot of the inventory went to Nike Towns, and so they're not going to carry this. This could only been found at House of Hoops or if a boutique released it. So that's it. That's it for my NBA shirts. Thank you for tuning in. Please comment. Maybe share some of your photos with me through my email, clairebearscloset@gmail.com. I'd love to see what you have created over the days and years in terms of NBA. So thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.